He saw his mission clearly: to serve humanity. It was a noble duty that fate itself had placed on his shoulders. With incredible strength of will, he devoted himself to searching for a higher purpose, refusing to trade his life for fleeting, worldly pleasures. At the core of Stoic philosophy, which he followed, is a simple but powerful idea: learn to tell the difference between what you can control and what you can't. The philosopher Epictetus put it perfectly: the only things that truly belong to us are our own actions and reactions. Everything else is up to chance. Realizing this changes your whole perspective on life. Stoicism doesn't ask you to run away from reality. Quite the opposite. It teaches you to be realistic about your own limits. The Stoics believe that trying to control the chaos of the outside world only leads to suffering. Pain happens when we get too attached to things we can't influence. When we let outside events dictate how we feel, we become puppets of fate. We're so used to blaming others for our problems, but the truth is, we're the ones who give them that power over us. The moment we stop reacting emotionally to things outside our control, they lose their power, and we find true inner peace. It was this ability to stay calm, even when faced with uncontrollable events, that allowed Marcus Aurelius to handle the immense pressure of being an emperor. He focused only on what he saw as his duty. For Epictetus, freedom was about not breaking under external pressure. For us, this can be the key to a calm and happy life. But how do we stop worrying when life feels impossibly hard? Let's look at this through the eyes of Marcus Aurelius and break our worries down into three parts: the future, the past, and the present. First, let's talk about the future. The philosopher Seneca wisely said, "We suffer more often in imagination than in reality." This means the source of our pain is often our thoughts about things that haven't even happened. Our imagination is a master storyteller, painting terrifying pictures of disasters that, most of the time, will never come to pass. We tremble with fear of the unknown, trying to predict every twist and turn of life. Of course, sometimes our worst fears do come true, and sometimes life hits us with something completely unexpected. But, as Seneca also wrote, it's not the future itself that weighs us down, but how we're experiencing it right now. We live through all of tomorrow's suffering today. This creates a strange paradox. The future doesn't exist yet, but it's already poisoning our present, turning life into one long, agonizing wait. So, what was Marcus Aurelius's advice? Listen to these words: never let the future disturb you. You will meet it, if you have to, with the same weapon of reason which today arms you against the present. He was reminding us that if you can handle today's problems, you'll have the strength for tomorrow's too. Instead of trying to guess what's coming, focus on managing how you feel in this very moment. This idea is connected to what's called anarphatia, love of fate. It's the belief that if you can get through this, you can get through anything. Now, let's turn to the past. Marcus Aurelius understood just how fleeting time is. The past, just like the future, is a place where we are powerless. What's happened has already become a part of history. Unless we invent a time machine, regretting past mistakes or missed opportunities is just a pointless waste of energy. The emperor said, "Remember that man lives only in the present, in this fleeting instant. All the rest of his life is either past and gone, or not yet revealed." So, beating yourself up with thoughts like "I should have done that differently" is just draining your energy for nothing. This doesn't mean that past experiences are useless. But we can't change the facts. Our memories are often distorted anyway. They're just our interpretation of what happened. A lot of people fall into the trap of replaying old scenarios in their heads over and over, reliving the pain again and again. This is just an illusion of control. The past is gone. All that's left are our thoughts about what has vanished forever. Instead of getting stuck on the events themselves, Aurelius suggests we shift our focus to our attitude towards them. We can't change what happened in the past, but we are completely free in how we choose to see it. Maybe you had a tough childhood, or you went through a painful breakup that you thought would last forever. Maybe a business you poured your heart and soul into failed. But the past isn't just a list of tragedies. It's the story of how you became who you are. Hardships make us stronger. They help us understand our limits, and they show us who we really are. These are lessons that build us up. See your past as a chapter in your biography, an important one, but not the only one. Let it be the fuel that pushes you forward, not an anchor that drags you down. Don't let old wounds dictate the choices you make today. The main question the philosopher asks is this: can you really call something a misfortune if it doesn't destroy your character? Can anything be a catastrophe if it doesn't make you cruel, evil, or dishonest? Did what happened stop you from being just, noble, humble, and honest? It's these qualities that let our true nature shine. Aurelius saw the past not as a burden, but as a textbook. By seeing the repeating patterns in history, we can better understand what to expect from the future. Ever wonder what a Roman emperor from nearly 2,000 years ago could teach us about navigating the chaos of modern life? It turns out, quite a lot. His name was Marcus Aurelius, and his wisdom is a powerful guide for finding peace in a world that never stops moving. This brings us to the present moment. Marcus Aurelius understood a profound truth. Now is all we truly have. Think of it as a narrow strip of light, wedged between the darkness of the past and the dense fog of the future. Yet, how often do we let this precious gift slip through our fingers? Our minds drift, we get lost in memories of what was, or we anxiously plan for what might be. We feel dissatisfied because reality doesn't quite match our grand expectations. Life becomes a constant state of waiting for something better to arrive, or yearning for what we've already lost. The emperor's advice is both simple and brilliant: accept the present moment exactly as it is. We can't control the grand sweep of world events, the economy, or what other people do. But our reaction to these things, that is entirely within our power. This is the core of Stoic strength. Imagine you're going through a tough time, like a difficult breakup or a major setback at work. It's incredibly easy to slide into self-pity, to label it a tragedy, and to feel like the world is against you. We've all been there. But Stoicism offers a different path. It teaches us that it's not the event itself that defines our experience, but our response to it. The power isn't in what happens to you, the power is in how you choose to see it and what you choose to do next. So, how can we apply this ancient wisdom when we find ourselves in a crisis? Here's a practical algorithm for action, inspired by the Stoics. First, accept the situation. Radical acceptance. Acknowledge the loss, the failure, or the change as a fact. It has happened. It is now part of your story. Fighting against a reality that you cannot change is like trying to push back the ocean tide. It only drains your energy and leaves you exhausted. Acceptance isn't about giving up, it's about freeing yourself to move forward. Second, turn to your sense of self-worth. In moments of crisis, our inner critic often gets the loudest voice, telling us we're not good enough or that we failed. Don't engage in this self-flagellation. Instead, seek support from within. Remind yourself of your resilience, your past triumphs, and your inherent value as a person. You are more than this one event. Your worth is not determined by external circumstances. Third, learn from it. Every challenge holds a hidden lesson. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can this experience make me wiser, stronger, or more compassionate? Frame it not as a failure, but as tuition for the school of life. This perspective shift turns a painful event into a source of growth. Fourth, return to the here and now when we're in crisis. Our minds love to run away into fearful fantasies about the future. What if this happens? What if that goes wrong? Pull your attention back. Ground yourself in the present moment. What is one small, manageable thing you can do right now? Maybe it's making a cup of tea, going for a short walk, or organizing your desk. Focus on what is accessible to you in this very moment. This is how you reclaim your power, one small action at a time. Fifth, don't isolate yourself. We often feel the urge to withdraw when we're hurting, but connection is a powerful healer. Seek support from loved ones, friends, or a community that understands. Sharing your experience can lighten the burden and remind you that you're not alone in your struggles. Human connection is a fundamental need, especially in tough times. And most importantly, manage your emotions. This is a key Stoic practice. It doesn't mean suppressing your feelings or pretending you're not sad, angry, or scared. Acknowledge your emotions, let them be there, but don't let them take over and rule your mind. Observe them as you would observe clouds passing in the sky. They are visitors, not permanent residents. You are the sky, not the storm. Remember, the art of life isn't about avoiding storms altogether. That's impossible. It's about learning how to hold the helm and steer your ship steadily through any weather. External circumstances will always be fragile and changeable. Your real, unshakable strength lies in your reaction. You don't need to make a massive, life-altering change overnight. Start with something small. The next time you feel stressed or overwhelmed, just pause. Take a deep breath. Focus on that breath. Don't look around at what everyone else is doing. Don't look too far ahead into the uncertain future. Just take the first step, right here, right now. To bring this all to life, I want to share the story of a man named David. David was a typical corporate employee caught in the modern grind. His life was defined by constant stress, impending burnout, and an endless race to hit metrics and climb the ladder. He felt like he was trapped in a long, gray tunnel with no light at the end. Life had lost its color. During this incredibly difficult period, David stumbled upon a book, The Meditations of Marcus Aurelius. The emperor's ideas about living a meaningful life and maintaining inner peace amidst chaos struck him like a bolt of lightning. It was exactly what he needed to hear. He began to actively practice Stoicism. He started his day by reflecting on what was truly important. He learned to separate the essential tasks from the trivial noise. When work crises erupted, instead of reacting with panic, he learned to take a step back, breathe, and respond calmly and rationally. He practiced seeing obstacles not as roadblocks, but as opportunities to practice patience and problem-solving. Thanks to the emperor's philosophy, David found something he had lost: inner silence. The external pressure at his job didn't just disappear. The deadlines were still there, the demands were still high. But his attitude, his internal landscape, had changed radically. He was no longer a victim of his circumstances. He was the calm center of his own storm. He realized his happiness and peace of mind were not dependent on his next promotion or bonus, but on his own internal state. Remember, life is a continuous journey. It's filled with ups and downs, calm seas, and turbulent storms. The wisdom of Marcus Aurelius is like a reliable compass that helps us not to lose our way. It guides us to find meaning, purpose, and tranquility, even in the darkest of times. We hope these thoughts have been like a breath of fresh air for you today. Take a minute now to just sit with what you've heard. Reflect on one idea that resonated with you. We truly believe these eternal truths can become a source of inspiration and inner strength for you, just as they have for countless others throughout history. If this video connected with you, please hit the like button and consider sharing it with your friends. Let's build a community of conscious, thoughtful people together. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel so you don't miss our next deep dives into the world of Stoicism, psychology, and meaningful living. Thank you for walking this part of the path with us. We look forward to seeing you in the next video.